David Wellhauser for Waterlooians.ca. I'm here with Louisette Lanteigne on the Waterloo Moraine beside ESPA 19 Forested Hills in the northwest corner of Waterloo on sensitive groundwater recharge area of the Waterloo Moraine. Louisette, you're a local hero. You have stood up for the community. You've stood up for future generations in protecting groundwater recharge areas. And we are just beside a contested area of land that is slated for 1,600 homes on sensitive groundwater recharge areas, and you were very brave, and you took this matter, realizing that this was an example of urban sprawl and it didn't meet current best practices for planning. You took it to the Ontario Municipal Board with a great amount of support from the community. Can you just tell us what happened at the mediation meetings on some of the technical issues that the community's been concerned about for so many years?
Why, yes, the experts met. My experts, as well as the experts for the developers, city and regional experts, all met, and they agreed upon certain issues. And one of the issues they did agree upon was that there'll be no development on any sections of Clare Creek. Now, this is extremely important because the original draft plan showed a stormwater management pond in the actual creek. And this creek is a known fishery that would have violated the Federal Fisheries Act. But not only that, but the contaminants going into that stormwater management pond would have hit the losing recharge and infiltrated salt and contaminants directly into our groundwater supply. So by making sure that all of the stormwater management ponds are offline, we protected not only the creek, but our groundwater supply.
And it's just, there's been, hundreds, thousands of people concerned about the continuing urban sprawl in our region here,
Yes.
at Waterloo region, particularly on the Waterloo Moraine. Now, this mediation process seems to have determined that the subdivisions as approved by the City of Waterloo and the region of Waterloo didn't meet the appropriate standards.
Yes.
The appropriate standards of care weren't taken. Can you comment on that, please?
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. Because what happened was the buffer zones were not established with topography in mind. Now, if you look out this way, you'll notice that we have hills in this area. And where you see the corn is where the development proposals were going to cut onto this property. That means that development was going to occur in the capture zone of the ponds located within the forest known as ESPA 19. Those capture zones are important to preserve because it supports vernal ponds, which are fishless ponds required by various threatened and endangered species located in these forests. The regional official planning policy states we cannot degrade either the function of the natural features or the ESPA. And so by accepting the subdivision as approved, they were going to build 30 or 40 houses in the capture zone of that particular protected pond, as well as within that capture zone, they're going to put a storm management pond. Well, all that had to be removed. So we have successfully negotiated the stop of 30 to 40 homes over the capture zone along with the storm management pond so we can protect the forest over here, which is ESPA 19.
Now, what would you say to other people in the community who are concerned that urban sprawl is occurring and subdivisions are being approved by lower tier governments that don't meet best planning practices?
Absolutely. Absolutely. That is a crisis situation occurring in Kitchener-Waterloo right now, is that we have a complacency towards the protection of our source areas. Our wellhead protection areas are protected, but there's no laws to protect the natural recharge area. That's because we live in a moraine system. It is distinct from other areas of the province. So what David and I are both doing right now is we're seeking a Waterloo Moraine Protection Act to afford protection for what is known as the primary recharge. The entire moraine is 400 square kilometers, but 80% of the water is gathered in only 20 to 30% of the land. That land is located in properties like ESPA 19 and this property. And those are the actual features we need to protect to support the current groundwater supply we have and also to support the growth for the future.
Well, Lulu, on behalf of the community, I'd just like to thank you for all the hard work you've done to ensure that future generations of Waterloo residents and taxpayers have access to clean drinking water, and also that threatened species habitat is protected. So congratulations, and it's unfortunate. Congratulations to your work, but it's really unfortunate that our government isn't doing more and isn't supporting the community.
Well, I'm always hopeful, and I'm very, very hopeful in Gordon Miller, who is starting to come forward and expose the fact that we can't sustain growth the way we're growing today.
And sorry to interrupt, who is Gordon Miller?
Gordon Miller is the Environmental Commissioner of Ontario, and he clearly states that the current water supplies we have cannot sustain the provincial targets for growth that we are currently giving. So we have to address these issues today and start protecting the source today.
I've also heard similar concerns from people like Yvonne Fernandez with the Kitchener Environmental Advisory Committee in Kitchener about Dune South, and I know that Debbie Vitez and residents of Preston are very concerned about the legacy of industrial pollution, specifically trichloroethylene. So
Yes.
it's really clear that these issues are all connected, and we have one moraine here, the Waterloo Moraine, and we need to save it, not pave it.
Absolutely, absolutely. Every single drop is important if we are going to dilute these chemical situations that we're currently dealing with. For every recharge area we destroy, we are concentrating all the known contaminants of all the areas that are affected by road salt, that are affected by all the chemical contaminations that we're dealing with. But when we cap the recharge, we also have problems in the Grand River water volumes as well as Lake Erie. And
Lulu, is there anything else you'd like to add?
Absolutely. I just want to let everybody know that when it comes to the OMB appeal, we won. We actually won through the experts meeting.
Well, Lulu, I just want to thank you once again on behalf of the community and just encourage everyone out in the community to support Lulu by writing our local politicians, provincial politicians, federal politicians, as well as considering making a donation because you really are doing the Lord's work here. And God bless you, Lulu. Thank you so much once again.
Thank you very much.